So, roll over and die.
Mm-hmm.
This is a homebrew campaign from you, from your brain.
That's correct, it is.
Yeah.
It's called the...
It's called the
It's called the Mystfields.
It's called the
You know,
Mystfields.
The Mystfields.
Yeah.
What's in the Mystfields?
We might have to watch to find out.
You should watch. You should watch to find out. Actually, no. We watch right now. Let's watch it right now. Let's go.
Okay. In 3, 2,
1, go!
go.
So previously in the Mystfield, 1,849 years ago, the cataclysm happened. Millions died. For hundreds of years, magic was all but lost, and death awaited anyone foolish enough to venture across the free seas of the East. But that was then, and this is now. Formal magic has started to creep its way back into the world. The ancient beast that lay beneath the depths of the East Sea has slipped into folk legend, and the cataclysm is all but forgotten. Now that's out of the way, let's roll over and die. Today is Tan Day, the first week of mid-Morntine 1849 AC. Blackmire, a sleepy swamp village, unremarkable in its villages, as it is in all other respects. That is, except for... Would you like to introduce your character?
Hello. My character is called Parter Teray. He is a male Furbolg druid. He is about 7'3", grey skin, mid-length beard with little trinkets in it, semi-long hair. You often find twigs, leaves, little creatures in there. He's a very peaceful character, comes from quite an affluent background, but left that all behind to find himself and go and find the meaning of life. And he doesn't like confrontation. He's got a couple of inner feelings around rage, but he likes to try and keep grounded, keep focused on finding a balance, and wants to do good in the world.
Agree. Excellent. We'll go into a little bit of what Parter's doing today. So I'll read you a little bit of diatribe that I've made for you, and you can just react to that at the end if you want. So Parter can be found amongst his marshland garden, where he tends his collection of bullyweed, black algae, and corixidae. That's surrounded by exterior of his makeshift swamp hut. Vines, leaves, flowers, bark, and moss have created a haphazard but intricate home for the druid training to live. The surrounding garden sways and buzzes with life as a myriad of swamp life and plants all jostle for their piece of earth, each reaching up towards the morning sun as it penetrates down through the thick branches of the lurking wood. As Pater's beehive buzzed with early morning bumbles that pollinated the surrounding flowers, several passers-by gave a nod, or a wave, or a, "Hello, you all right?
All right
It's
there?
good to see you, Pater. Hello, Pater!" As they walk by,
Aww.
as you're tending to your garden.
Lovely, so nice.
As they repeat their lackadaisical morning meander on their day-to-day routine, life is slow and peaceful in Blackmire. No one rushes, no one stresses, and people definitely don't bring trouble here. Unless that is, of course, you are the Elderstein kids, Gottfried, Lumpo, and Gerberg, who, would routinely try and fail to steal the edible portion of your herb garden. This morning, you can catch a glimpse of Gerberg peeking around the little fence behind your hut and reaching out to grab an outlying cluster of bog beads, a sweet swamp fruit that grows on thick reeds that taste not unlike gooseberries. So you see this little tiny hand appearing around the back of your hut trying to grab these reeds.
Naughty little Gerbolg.
What do you do?
Gerberg?
Yeah, Gerberg.
Gerberg.
Yeah.
So
She's an 8-year-old halfling. Yes.
She's only 8.
Yeah, she's 8 years old.
That's right. I'm a peacekeeper, don't worry about me.
By virtue of her being an 8-year-old halfling, she looks more like sort of 4 or 5 years old because of their stature.
We punch her right in the face.
Cruelty. No, it's fine. Yeah, you carry on.
What if I drop my dice?
Oh,
Do you want to?
5-year-old pacifist starts off by
No,
punching
I'm a
me in the
pacifist, I
face.
can't do that. I don't know what I want to do.
So you see her sort of looking about in amongst the trees. Like the last time she looked at you, you were just tending to your forest, to your marshland. So she takes this opportunity to just reach a little pudgy hand out and go for some of those reeds. What do you do?
She's trying to steal your herbs.
She is trying to steal my herbs.
This is definitely not the first time she's tried
That
to do
little
this.
whippersnapper. I'm going to have
Her
to
and
go
her two
after
brothers.
her. I'm going to have to shout after her.
Okay.
I'm going to go, "Oi, Gerberg, come back here."
Okay.
And at which point I'm going to kick some water in her direction.
Okay.
And throw some weeds at her.
That's not very pacifist of you.
No, well, no, I'm not going to hurt her.
This is more like, oh, get off my land.
Get off my land.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's a little warning.
I think in that instance, it probably calls for a roll for initiative. See how he reacts first.
Halfling 8-year-old.
Oh, you know.
So she's doing quite well. She's quite spry.
If you had people stealing your weeds and your herbs,
The bogbergs.
you
Bog
what?
bergs.
Bog
I've got to really learn all this.
Bog beans. Sorry, Skurberg and bog beans.
Oh, 7.
Okay. So as you get up and start shouting at her, she sees you, clasps onto the reed that she's got in her hand, yanks it out the ground,
No!
pegs it before you can get up and start kicking water at her, and she just runs away giggling with the beads above her head.
She was having a nice time.
I don't care. That's they're my herbs, and I've been looking after them. And she comes along and she steals them.
You've made
But
her
it's at this
happy.
point, the disturbance that you've made, her 2 older brothers sort of poke their heads out of different parts of your herb land, each with
Getting it
red
wrong.
stained around their face. They've obviously been snacking on some of the sweeter herbs in your garden.
I know your mother and your father are going to come after you, and I'm going to tell them. I'm going to tell them you've been naughty, and I'm going to make sure that they.
No, don't tell my dad, sir.
I've told you 3 times already. Don't come round here.
Sir, no, don't please tell Dad. No, don't worry. We were only just playing.
I'm going to grab a whole load of weed again.
Okay.
But there's going to be a bit of mud in there with a stone, which I don't realise.
Okay, fair enough. Feels like you do realise this.
Tells
I'm a
himself he doesn't
pacifist.
realise.
And I'm going to throw it at. Which one's the oldest?
Gottfried.
Godfried. Yeah,
How
I'm
old
going
is
to
he?
throw it at Godfried.
He's probably 12, but again, he looks about 8.
You can take his stuff.
But I'm going to throw. No, I'm going to throw it. I'm going to throw it at Godfried. But
Okay.
I'm going to intentionally just throw it so it passes him, so it goes.
Oh, it's like a warning shot.
Yeah,
Okay, roll to hit.
because
See
I'm
how-
quite accurate.
Yeah.
But
Instead of rolling to hit, I guess it's more of like a athletics check.
intimidation.
Sure. Yeah, intimidation. Yeah,
Intimidation.
roll for it.
I'm a pacifist, but I'm going for intimidation.
Yeah, go for it.
You're doing so well.
12 plus 1, 13.
13? Yeah, you succeed at throwing it close enough to scare him. So he just drops what he's holding, grabs his brother Lumpo by the shoulder, and they just peg it out of your garden. Like back
Should've
into
thrown it at
the
Lumpo.
swampland.
Lumpy.
Looking over their shoulders, they do.
And then I'm going to turn back. I've got my little water boatman who just circle around me. So I'm going to be like, I told them that. Told them last time I'd tell them. And they got scared. It's fine. They won't come back here. Don't worry. And then my little water boatmen are looking up at me. I'm just like, it's all right. Little Katrina. Little Harry.
Oh, yeah, Katrina.
Lovely.
Harry and Katrina.
Nice.
While this is happening, we'll move over to Chad.
What's up?
Why don't you introduce your character?
Yeah. I'm playing Chad, the lizard wizard. He is very tall, very strong, as all lizard folk are. He's also not the brightest. He may have a few insecurity issues that definitely don't stem from how tall or strong he is. He discovered that he could do sort of basic spells at a younger age, and the lizard folk, they're pretty impressed with that sort of thing. So he got a lot of attention, but he didn't really want the attention. People sort of paid attention too much to his magic powers instead of his big, strong muscles. So what's the point of having all the big, strong muscles if people don't notice them, you know?
That's fair enough.
But he's not like super weirdly buff. It's like cool kind of buff, you know?
It's like,
Yeah.
not like vanity muscles.
No.
They look practical.
It's a practical muscles.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially like his tail.
Yeah. His
Beefy
thick
tail.
abbed tail.
Yep.
Chunky.
Yep. He's just covered in abs.
The
His
tail.
tail. Yeah.
Abs all the way
His
down.
abs are covered in
Abs all the way down.
Yeah, his tail's covered in abs. Yeah. So that's Chad.
In a
He
nutshell.
means well, but he leaves a little bit to be desired.
Fair enough. So we'll go into a little bit of what Chad's daily life looks like. Chad lives in and runs the local village library called Akaran's Occult and Objective Anathema. Stacks of water-damaged scrolls, tomes and loose-leaf books sit in precarious piles in this ramshackle, leaning structure, of which one corner has half collapsed into the swamp. That said, it's still a warm and homely place, and despite all, perhaps of, your obvious differences, Akaran has taken a shine to Chad and lets him reside in the ease of the library. As Chad is working out in the library, he hears the familiar call of Akaran, asking for his breakfast, followed by the sounds of shuffling feet as he scoots his elderly form across the floor above. Suddenly, a loud crash, and Chad sees a tumbling ball of navy cloth, bony appendages and wispy white hair roll down the stairs and crash into a stack of old books, sending bindings and pages scattering across the floor. With an elongated moan and effort, the ball gradually unfolds itself and shakily stands up, using a liver-spotted hand to brace himself on the banister. The ancient librarian lifts himself up to its full, albeit hunched height and rubs his head. The blind man shuffles forward, body-checking another stack of pages, nearly falling over a second time. Eventually, he reaches the kitchen and begins patting around the hearth. He grabs a rag and leans in to take hold of the blackened kettle. Unbeknownst to Akaran, his dishevelled beard licks the top of the fire and starts to smoulder, and then suddenly catches a flame at his base. Would you like a cup of tea, Chad? He says, as he leans over the paper-strewn table, his beard lighting several dry leaves of parchment, which in turn set fire to some of the books on the table. Nice cup of tea to start the day, eh?
Not again.
His hand grabs an empty cup as he pours the dark golden liquid into it. Setting the kettle down on the rag, he turns back and instead grabs a ceramic mug filled with ink water and begins to gulp it down. A lovely cup of the old rosy tea to start the day. So what has your razor-sharp mind been studying this morning, Chad? Something incredibly taxing on the old muscle, eh? He taps this side of his head and smiles. A soft black ink slowly rolls down his chin and stains the parts of his smouldering beard. The water gradually puts out what is left on the fire. You're a good student, my boy. If only you turned up 20 years ago, my Hetty would love to have a handsome young man such as yourself. Ah, well, some things are not meant to be. He trails off as he settles into his favourite warm armchair and snores heavily.
Protect him.
You got a friend.
I know. I really like Akaran. Even if he's even more clumsy than I am. I just stacked all those books that he knocked over. And I just made myself an ink pot.
Which is now empty.
Which is now empty and dripping down his chin.
Yeah, at least it's put out his beard.
Yeah.
Although the table is currently aflame.
Oh, good.
On the table sits a freshly poured cup of tea and the kettle, which has presumably got some boiling water in it.
I'll go ahead and put out the fire. Well, I'd like to see what's on the table.
Okay,
first.
flames.
Yeah. Oh, just flames.
Mostly at this point, it's just flames.
All right. I'll pour the kettle on the
Okay.
fire. I guess.
I guess
I don't want to lose all these cool pages.
I guess with this, a resignation that perhaps this is not the first time it's happened.
No.
You just empty out the kettle onto the table.
Boiling water?
Yeah, boiling water.
Cool.
Yeah. As you see here, the soft snores and wheezes of your patron sitting in the armchair. Like,
This old man is adorable. What kind of species?
he's human.
He is human.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's completely bald on top, but with a long, sort of like partially burnt and stained beard, even before this morning's escapades.
Okay.
He
So
wears
you're-
like a heavy blue navy cloak.
Is he aware that I'm a lizard because he said that Hattie?
Hetty, yeah.
Hetty.
Yeah.
Could use a
Handsome young man.
Handsome young lizard man?
You know, it's never come up.
He doesn't know I'm a lizard. Okay. So I don't have a lisp.
It's up to you.
I probably do. I'm a lizard.
Yeah, but
Well,
then
no, I don't think I can sustain
That's
that
a
lisp.
Do you want
That's
that?
not-
So you
that's
want
not
lisp?
no.
lizard folk have lips which don't incur an automatic lisp.
It's alright, I've picked out the voice that I can't keep up.
Lizard lips.
You've done
Sink
Italian before, you can
ships.
do it less.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Nope.
So what do you do now?
Now that I've put out the
Now you've put out the table.
fire,
What is your early morning routine?
gotta get a couple reps in.
Yeah.
Gotta get a little bit of workout. And then it's back to my books.
Yeah.
And by back to my books, I mean just stacking books.
Yeah, heaviest
The
books you
heaviest
can find.
to heaviest.
Just all heavy.
Yeah.
So just again more reps. Lots of reps. Lots of reps.
Yeah. So
Back
I'm
in those
gonna
books.
Get back to
Those thick books.
my book lifting. Also, Akaran didn't actually make breakfast, even though he asked if I wanted breakfast.
Yes. correct.
So I'm gonna have to make some breakfast for myself.
Again, it's fairly part of the routine at this point.
Yeah.
What'd you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
for breakfast?
Eggs.
How many?
Always eggs.
Like, are you chugging like knocking them back Rocky style,
Yeah,
or do
just
you
like-
fry them up? Yeah, just strain them out.
Yeah.
Not even into a
Lizard
glass.
style.
Yeah,
Yeah,
lizard
yeah.
style.
Yeah.
How many?
Fair enough.
6.
Okay. For a second, I was thinking you were going to say something like 40.
450 eggs every morning. No, 6 eggs. But
6 eggs.
just
Roll
like
for eggs.
So you break it on your tooth.
On my tooth.
Nice.
On my lizard tooth.
Cool. Character a little
It'd
bit
be
harder.
much harder if I didn't have lips.
Lizard lips.
True. Okay,
It's true.
moving on
Try to make
to Pip.
Yeah.
Like to describe
bag.
Pip for me, please.
Okay, so Pip is a little grung, a red grung. She's a ranger. She's only 17 and she's only recently left home, so she's excited by everything. She has been, how long has she been here? 2 weeks?
It's been a number of weeks, yeah. So I
Couple
think it's
weeks.
about, I think we established about a month-ish.
Yeah,
Enough to sort of
so-
develop a couple of relationships in
Yeah,
town.
know some people in town.
Yeah.
But for the past, well, since she left home anyway, she's been travelling through the villages as a messenger. So with her little canoe, travelling around, just having a nice time. She's still young, still excited by the world, still a bit mischievous. So yeah, that's what she's doing.
How tall is like Pip the Red Grung?
About 3 foot,
Oh, nice.
so not very big.
Yeah.
Probably about here.
Oh. So Pip is casually rowing her tiny kayak through the morning mists, her tongue whipping out and catching the first of the New Year's bog bugs and fishing for marshland bluetail swamp eels to sell at the village market later that day. She reaches into a bag and draws out a darkened letter, opening the envelope and carefully pulling out the single sheaf. It was from her days as a messenger, travelling out across the swamps of the Lurking Wood. It was given to her by a wide-eyed, almost manic-looking young man, dressed in odd, pale robes. He paid well for the message to be delivered to Blackmire, and paid in advance. But he was constantly looking over his shoulder, which was quite distracting, as he practically begged you to deliver the message as soon as you possibly could. When you agreed, he thrust the 5 gold pieces into your hand alongside with the letter, and sprinted away into a nearby darkened alley, all the while his eyes wide with fear. When you arrived, the house that you were directed to after asking around the village, as per the recipient of the envelope, was completely cleaned out. Drawers were emptied and scattered across the floor, the larder left standing open and gutted down to the last morsel, coat hooks left bare. No one in the village could tell Pip where the occupier had gone, but most everyone would tell her that she had lived there for years, but rarely ever came out of her home, save for buying some food from the market or some herbal ingredients from Peter. The last person to see her was Mike, in the bait and switch. She had come late one night, a few weeks ago, a heavy rucksack on her back, and dressed for the road. She ordered several mugs of mead, one after the other, and refused to engage with anyone conversationally, leaving shortly after dark. No one from the village has seen her again. Her name was Elspeth Kaplan.
Elspeth.
Yes, Elspeth Kaplan. With no forwarding address, no relatives or friends, and no real hope of finding the young man that paid you handsomely to deliver the message, you had broken the seal and read the letter in the hope that you could find a clue as to what to do with the mail. But you found the words to be in a language you were entirely unfamiliar with. You've spent many an hour at Akaran's library trying to decipher the script, but so far you've only been able to translate 2 words, second and cataclysm. You reread the letter and your notes once more before carefully tucking them back into your clothing and paddling back into Blackmire.
Cool. Mysterious.
Mike, would you like to introduce your character?
Hey, Mike.
Hi, I'm playing Mike, and I'm a changeling sorcerer, which means I can change into any humanoid.
Indeed it does, yeah. I think there's like limits with like sort of height and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, but effectively, anyone that you've seen you can change into.
So I'm quite childish. Something happened years ago where I done something. I'm turning to you. I did something that I shouldn't have done
Right.
at a family event, and I was struck with, I guess, sorcerer powers that I didn't understand at the time, but now I've understood them a lot more. I laughed at a moment that I shouldn't have, and as a consequence, my true appearance, I'm constantly smiling. Unlike Chad, I have no lips. So I have a really, really sinister, eerie smile constant on my face.
Can't
As
crack
a-
eggs on those.
You can, I've got no lips.
You can only crack eggs on those.
You can only
Maybe a
get
shell all in there.
I've got very pale skin, and my true colour hair is very sort of silvery, white, silvery grey. Although I look really sinister in my true appearance, I'm actually really, really nice. Again, quite childlike. I had to grow up really quickly. And I do things that I think are fun, even if they're bad. But I just think they're fun. And I giggle quite a lot.
So in this community of Blackmire, you're currently working at the Bait and Switch, the tavern. What do you look like when you're working there? Presumably you haven't got your natural form.
No, so I've got long dark hair that's often in a low ponytail.
What kind of species have you adopted? Like any particular
humanoid.
species? It's like human, elf.
Just human.
Just human?
Yeah.
Generic human. Something that you might have seen on your travels. Just
Yeah.
copied that and moved on.
As normal as you can possibly get.
Okay, cool.
Like a Mike.
If Mike were a female, yeah.
Generic Mike.
Generic Mike.
Hmm.
Yeah. People know me as Joanne though.
Oh, so you go by
Joanne.
Joanne.
In this tavern, people know me as Joanne, but my name is Mike.
Good to know.
I should have
Write
told you
that
earlier.
in my notes.
I just made it up.
No, it's good. Joanne is Mike.
Mike equals Joanne.
That's
Is
my
the
mum's
after eight.
name.
Oh,
She'll like that.
Ah,
Shout out to my mum.
Shout out to
shout out to
So Mike has spent the busy early morning tidying up the Bait and Switch from the previous night and welcoming in her first regular of the day. As you stand outside and bask in the morning light, you scan around the village square, taking in the quiet life. Seeing the signs of the bakers, cobblers, blacksmiths and others gently swaying in the warm breeze, you hear the gentle swish, swish, swish of a broom on wood as someone in a wide-brimmed hat sweeps the porch of the bakers. An elderly couple pleasantly wave at you as they sit on the market square bench, enjoying the morning's first rays and tuck into a particularly sweet-looking slice of cake. That is until suddenly a giant thunderclap shatters the window beside you, and seconds later the roar of wind displaces carts, barrels, and even knocks the old couple to the ground as a flaming meteorite rockets over the village. Chunks of the comet breaks off and impacts the ground, roofs and walls of the homes and businesses alike, sending dust and shrapnel everywhere, whilst one particularly large piece shrieks through the air, completely taking out the wooden spire of the village hall with a thunderous crack. The mayor and deputy mayor run from the building with a handful of village folk and stare up at the trailing smoke of the sky, bewildered. What do you do?
Well, I didn't notice it. I dropped my I dropped my cloth and thought that maybe someone closed the door behind me. And as I got up, I went, "Holy crap!" Has anyone else seen this?
So, as you're rowing your kayak back into Blackmire, you see, pretty much going from behind you, over the top of you, this meteorite streaking there, and you just see Blackmire getting impacted by these shards of comet. Same with you, as you're just finally chasing off those Elderstein kids.
Damn kids.
You hear that whine of the meteorite going above you. And all of the windows in Akaran's library start
my
shaking.
stacked books.
Yeah, and the stacked books fall over.
Again.
Again.
What do you guys do?
I'm gonna head back in towards the town.
So you just double your pace, start
Yeah.
rowing
Panic.
feverishly back in.
I'm very scared.
World literally drops out my pants. And I panic. I'm gonna get Katrina and Dave. I'm gonna go get inside. The world's ending. And I usher them in and
nice.
back to my hut quickly and just kind of just paralysed underneath the blanket.
I want to go and see what's happening. So I want to go and ask you if I can go on my break early.
I think it's pretty given.
So polite.
The owner of the bar, a one Harnost Prexel-Danjalian, Harnost Prexel-Danjalian, a male silver dragonborn, is the owner of the tavern, the Bait and Switch. And he comes outside of the tavern with you, with still a dishcloth under his arm, and just witnesses the destruction next to you.
Yep.
And he just nods when you ask to go on your break early. He shrugs. Yeah, I guess.
Thanks. I'll report back.
What do you do?
Can I tell how close, has there been any impact or is it still just the sky is falling?
So when you go outside, you can see the smoky trail of the
Okay.
meteorite. As you were inside, you didn't really see it, but you can see the destruction that is left.
Yeah, I'd like to make
People
sure.
are screaming. The mayor and deputy mayor have started gathering people to the village square. Everybody's shouting to form into the village square.
I'd like to make sure that nothing else in the library is on fire.
No, in fact, Akaran hasn't even woken up.
Okay, I'm gonna put a blanket over him.
Okay,
And then
yeah. He kind of inhales a little bit at the corner. You have to pull out like a vacuum cleaner.
We have a special relationship. If I can overhear that people are running to the town square,
Yeah.
I'd like to lizard run.
Okay.
Yep.
That's
It's the
an
same
ability
as
that lizard folk have, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that look?
Tell us.
It's you
Show
get
us.
down on all fours and you just kind of
Scurry along.
yeah.
Yeah. It sounds quick.
It sounds terrifying. You see just this big, just arms, naked arms and
Is
abs.
he
Are you
naked?
You're naked.
Am I naked?
This is up to you.
Well, you just said you are. So.
I think I was coerced.
I think I was Ellie's interjecting there.
I
You must
do
have.
lizard wear pants.
Do
Lizard
you want to wear pants?
I want you to wear
I
pants.
think,
I think you should wear at least pants.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah.
As a wizard, you don't need to wear armour because you can't.
No,
Your abs out.
don't need to.
But I mean, you got the traditional, like, if you want to go that way, a wizard's robe.
that will cover his abs.
No,
Or-
no,
It
got
will
it.
make
I've got
it
it.
will
A
make it
wizard's
easier.
cloak?
It'll make it easier because then if you're wearing pants, your tail won't be able to.
Hang
And
on.
you'll be
Is there a
wearing
tail
You
hole?
can make a tail
I
hole.
think you should wear a robe or a cloak.
I've got it.
I think there should
A
be
wizard
tail
robe,
there.
similar to like boxers, but because you've got abs, you just keep it a little bit open, and then your tail
Just a
split
V
down the back,
way
and your
down.
tail
You
hangs out.
you at least need a cloth.
Yeah.
Just cover yourself.
Yeah. As long as
Hide your
my
shame.
lizard
Cloaca.
parts
Mhm.
are covered.
You got to wear pants.
Yeah. Covered the lizard parts with the pants.
Yeah.
keep the tail.
Free and easy.
Loosey goosey.
Tail's got to move around.
Yeah.
Your tail.
Yeah.
Flex those
It
abs.
can't be contained. Something
No.
that powerful.
Really. So yes, I put on my pant. And I
Lizard run.
run my way over to the town square.
You don't wear
Okey-dokey.
pants because he's blind, so he doesn't know.
Yeah,
the
he
difference.
doesn't know the difference.
Canon.
It's just
In
me
a
the
public
books.
library.
Oh, yeah. I'm not in the public part.
Well, Akaran's blind.
Yeah, but the rest of them
That's what
aren't.
we say.
If it's a
the
public
world is a
library,
Public
It
library.
is hardly anyone comes in there.
It's early.
I've been in there before,
You have
so
been
I'm.
there before, so you've witnessed
Yeah,
I
it.
but
now
you're
can't
a
look
grunt.
you in the eye.
Yeah, but you're also
Are you wearing
you're a
clothes?
reptile.
You're a
You've seen that
grunt.
before.
Yeah, I've got.
Leather armour, I believe.
I've got cool nature shit on me.
We'll find out.
It's why you've never returned.
I've never returned.
You walked in on him
So-
naked.
Oh yeah,
To Akaran's court
I'm never
objective
going back there
energy.
again.
It's a great library too. That's such a shame.
So you know Akaran's library is at the south end of town,
Yep.
which is where you're coming from, and out when you've like gotten back into your hut, as you're like looking out to witness the end of the world, you just see scurrying about 40 feet per 6 seconds.
oh my goodness, look at that.
Chad, you know Chad. He's been here for a while.
Chad lizard.
Just scuttering along in front of you, like making its way to the
Chad.
village town.
Chad,
You hear this little Chad.
So,
I'm a little bit scared. What's going on?
we're about to go find out.
I don't want to leave. What is that?
The mayor? Do I know the mayor?
Yeah, you know the mayor.
Who's the mayor?
The
I
mayor
forget
where?
his name.
The mayor is Salazar Ocken.
Salazar's looking for us. Or people.
Is it safe?
I don't
Is
know.
it safe to come out? I'm a bit scared.
I got you. Come with me.
All right.
Outboard.
All right. Katrina, Dave, stay there. I'm going.
What happened to Harry?
Oh, yeah.
Don't forget Harry.
And Harry. Dave's my little mouse. He's in my house. So I'm going with him.
So you join.
Yeah. You coerce me.
You get to the dock
Yes.
at the same time, and you're already in the village square. So you can see that the majority of Blackmire's townsfolk sort of converge around the partially destroyed village hall. Mayor Salazar is sort of a rotund human male in his 40s. He's been the mayor of Blackmire for about the last 8 years. He is covered in like wood shrapnel and dust, and he dusts himself off a little bit, and stands on like an apple crate in the middle of the village square, and addresses the crowd. He says, "I know you're all scared, but we here at Blackmire, we all stick together. Now we need to know what the hell that thing was. We need any volunteers we have in our crowd to go into the lurking wood and find out exactly what that thing was. You never know. These meteorites that have been impacting our world over the last several hundred years, they contain valuable minerals. You never know what we can get. Who wants to go?"
Oh, I'm not putting my hand up.
Did you actually get on my back while we scurry?
Well, I'm 7'3".
Oh, are you?
But you're
Yeah.
on 9
But
stone.
he made nothing.
But I'm 9 stone. I'm 7'3",
Yeah.
but I'm dead skinny. So, how big are you?
Big.
I can sit on your tail and
Yeah.
kind of like.
Well, that's what I said when I said hop aboard.
I just thought we ran out. So
Oh, no.
yeah, I am 7'3". You're right with that. I know you can lift me,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you have no
you can
choice.
bench me if
I-
you wanted.
I
But
can lift.
He could easily carry something that's 9
all
stone.
right, so I sit on his tail
Yeah.
because it goes like that, and then I'm literally just like hunched up because I'm
It's
so
just
tall.
your tail that's holding 9 stone.
Yeah,
fair
but
enough.
I'm holding
Yeah.
onto his shoulders, but because
Okay.
I'm so
Oh, yeah?
tall and gangly.
Yeah.
I'm-
Somebody else volunteers.
So-
Mike puts her hand up.
Can I ask a question,
Oh.
please?
Everybody in the village turns to you. You're relatively new, probably the newest person in Blackmire. Everyone goes silent and just stares at you.
It was Joanne.
Yes, Joanne, I believe you had a question.
Do you know how long this will take? I'm currently on a break. If you need me for longer than an hour, I need to go and ask my boss, but I would like to come and help.
So Salazar looks over at Harnost, and Harnost just gives a shrug, like, whatever you need.
Count me in.
Okay, cool.
So cute. I love Joanne.
You haven't
Believe
Is
you have
anybody else?
No, everyone else
Volunteering?
does that whole one step back thing.
Okay. So I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
But
Am I still
he's
on your
also on my tail, so
Yeah.
Josh is. I'm sorry.
Probably
Painter
risen a little bit higher than you.
is
if anything.
raised up as well.
Yeah.
Oh no!
And
Oh Chad, what are you doing?
it's a slow day at the library, biblioteca. Biblionist. Acronyms.
Spanish
Yep.
people in the
Yep.
Acronyms, a cold, objective, and theum.
I wrote down 2 of those words.
Okay.
At Acarans and Atheum.
You can just call it the library. It's fine.
Yeah, the Acarans.
Yeah.
It's a quiet day. I need something to do. I ate my eggs. I don't want to put out fires or ink beards anymore today.
People are looking like progressively more and more confused
Yeah.
before you diatribe.
It's a good thing I wear pants.
I think you should be quiet now, Chad.
I've noticed he doesn't wear pants a lot. A couple of
I'll
whispers emanate from him.
go. Yeah, I'll go. I don't have anything else going. Peter, are you coming too?
No, I don't want to go.
Great.
Come on.
Chad and Peter are in.
What?
Yeah, all right.
No!
Anybody else want to join them?
While this is all happening, I'm trying to force my way through the crowd because I'm so small. I'm like, guys, I'll come. I know the way. I can show you the way.
Roll a performance check to see if you can amplify your voice.
Pip, you're so cute.
19.
No, 19.
No, 19.
Yeah.
mopey
So
dog.
people, one of them will, if you'll let them, will allow you to scoot you to
Yeah.
the front of the queue.
I'm like
And you get
crowd
deposited.
surfing to the front.
Yeah. Even better. Yeah, you get crowd surfed across.
Yeah.
So you're like putting your hand up. You get
Yeah,
like,
don't.
amazing
Is
degrees.
she allowed to do that?
Oh god. Okay, there's at least a dozen people.
You monster.
I'm just going to need to do.
This is why there's no other
12
volunteers.
rolls.
For context, you want to
Yeah,
tell people
for
about your
context, my skin is poison, and if anyone touches it, they fall asleep.
How long for?
I can't remember how long it for.
Okay, I'm been doing some seriously good rolls here. So,
At least they're not dead. They're just
They're not
Um,
dead, they're just sleeping.
out of the 12 people that carry you, 4 of them just kind of like collapse. But fortunately, there's still another 8 to sort of carry that burden. But like, there are 4 unconscious people that have just like
Nice.
fallen over.
I just
as
look
you
back
crowd surf.
and I'm like, well, don't ask me. I don't know.
I believe a lot of our townsfolk are suffering from shark.
I think they're scared. I think we better go fix this problem quickly, guys. Let's get out of here.
They should have had their eggs this morning.
They didn't have their eggs.
Hey, well, while you go and find out what their sky meteorite was, we'll be cleaning up the town, ready for you to get back.
Can I just stay here? I'm a bit scared.
Bye, Peter. We love you.
Chad, you always get me in trouble. I don't
know,
like
we're
it.
gonna go have some fun. We're
Pip.
gonna go.
You can sit on my boat. It's okay.
Put
We're
out a
together.
fire.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Pep
Yeah.
in her boat, in her canoe,
Okay, we'll lead the way.
Can
because you
okay.
just get me in trouble.
Can Katrina,
Katrina is not coming with you, Chad,
Harry,
and neither is Harry.
Where's David?
and
David.
Dave.
Well, Dave's in my pocket, so just leave that alone. He's with
Well,
me.
I need some
So
company.
are you going? You're going by
Fine,
your
fine.
boat.
I think is my boat big
fine.
enough?
I don't think it's big
You've
enough
got a
for a
single person
7 foot.
kayak.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be me.
You'll be fine with Chad.
Oh,
Do
Oh,
you
now you want to come because
Come
there's
on.
not enough room.
Joanne's lovely. She'll look after you.
all right. But if something bad happens, we're coming straight back here. All right.
I'm with you. It's gonna be fine.
Can I?
Remember, you're entitled to 10% of whatever you find.
Let's go.
Money doesn't mean anything.
Wait. I have
I'll take
I
your
have
half
another
then, yeah?
question.
It could be things. His voice getting like slow.
I
Yeah.
have another question.
What is it, Joanne?
What what do we do when we find stuff? Do we bring stuff back?
Yes, it's the general idea.
Yeah. What actually do we have to do? What is the task?
Can we turn around and come
We're
back?
going.
What,
Yes.
what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? We're going to go find stuff out.
Oh, you're back already.
Hey,
Well,
hey.
haven't really finished tidying up the place. It's a little bit of a mess here.
What would you like us to do?
Well, if you find any like raw minerals or anything valuable, because it's going to be covered in like star minerals or like space things, which are real valuable down here. If you can just harvest that stuff up and bring it back here, that'll be pucker.
And what do we get out of it? Shiny
You
things?
get 10%. You get to send 10% of anything you find.
Shiny things?
Majority of the time, they are quite shiny.
We'll go for hard.
What? Yeah. What's happening to the
Tell them about
9%?
everything we've got.
Goes to the town.
No.
That's a good plan.
If we were
I
putting
mean,
our,
it pretty much douched up our entire town here, Chad. We need to do some repairs. Anything that's left over goes in the
if we were
carpet.
putting our,
What did I?
if
have
we're
to
putting
do?
our lives on the line, we need to have
The meteorite.
You know, everything's really scary. It's going to be cool.
We can also do with we also do with like fixing up the dark. We could do with getting like the library out of the swamp. It's a good thing to do.
I think it should be 10% each.
It'd be nicer if we had more than 2 beers at the tavern.
That's not my fault.
I didn't say it was your fault, Joanne.
Thanks.
You've only been working here a couple of weeks. You're doing a great job.
That's all I needed.
We can negotiate.
But anyway, it's
I'm
kind
a
of
really
like
good negotiator.
speed is of the essence because a lot of the towns around here were just seeing the meteorite
Yeah,
impacting
let's
here.
negotiate when we're back. Once we've got the
Right.
space goods.
I've got to go pick up some things for my house first.
Yeah, me too. I need to go back to the tavern and get my
It's really not
stuff.
that. No, I know I'm quite relaxed, but time is quite of the essence
Honestly,
here.
we've got ages.
No,
we're in
it's-
no rush,
I,
right, guys?
I feel like you're not being urgent enough.
I mean, it's mostly by default that I have been the mayor here for 8 years because no one else wants the job. But, you know,
Go.
please go.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
So I can't get things from my house first.
No, you can if you really need to.
I do.
If Lumbergast gets there first, there'll be nothing for
Who's
us.
Lumbergast?
You know, the neighbouring village.
Oh.
I hate that. Guy.
Yeah. Now let's go now.
Hey, that guy,
I'm
which
fine.
is also a village.
Yeah.
They're the
I hate
ones that keep stealing your
that
stuff.
village.
No,
Oh,
it's a neighbouring village. He just.
Lumbergast.
Lumbergast.
Neighbouring village.
Where?
Neighbor.
Lumbergast.
Neighbouring.
The village
It'd be
where?
about about 15 miles
What?
eastwards. Another village.
I'm going.
I know my character doesn't want to go, but I want to go. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's go, guys.
do it.
Okay.
I'm ready.
Well, yeah, you don't
I
have a
need
boat to ride on, so you already volunteered.
I'm with you.
We're going.
You're kind of
do
like
you need to
dragging
get
me
back on
along.
together?
Yeah, do you want
No,
to
that's okay. I remembered that I've got. How long is this trip going to be, Mr. Salazar?
Well, we don't know like how far away it got impacted, but anyone that's got smarts
Like me.
looks at Chad,
Oh,
who
Oh,
can
well-
like work out trajectory,
Do I look behind
stuff
me?
like that. No, what do you? You can see Chad. You see, sorry, not Chad. You see Parter. He's already on a tail.
Right. Right there.
He looks for you because you're like a librarian's apprentice.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Like should.
I have no stuff.
I'm not
If
very.
we work out the
intelligent.
You know
speed and
stuff.
trajectory, we can work like
Yeah,
you can
yeah, yeah.
pretty much figure out how far it
So-
landed.
Did anybody see it? I
we all
was
saw
inside.
it.
You did, because you're in the garden.
Yeah, but I saw it. But I
You did.
remember.
You're outside.
I was.
You're the
So-
only person that actually didn't see it.
I know. So which way
Live.
did it go?
That way.
It went from south to north.
So I think what we need to do, what the mayor is suggesting, is we go that way.
Which
Cool.
is.
I'll lead the way.
Whatever way you guys saw it go.
I sigh and roll my eyes, and then I realise no one's looking at me.
Well, quite giant, like frog eyes as well. So it's a big animal.
Everyone
Takes a good
sees.
6 seconds.
Sorry, what was that, guys? I'm back.
Do an intelligence check. It's a raw intelligence check.
I can't roll intelligence. I've only got 9.
Intelligent.
You got so much intelligence.
How?
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Hold on.
Point proven.
10?
10. You can work out sort of roughly where you think it landed. You definitely know like the direction to go, and by how low it was, it can't be too far. A couple of miles, maybe 5.
Maybe 5 miles this way. Don't worry, guys. I've got you.
That's what I was gonna say.
I've been down these rivers before. We're fine.
Oh, there's rivers?
I know the rivers,
Cool.
I just don't want to be there.
Yes,
So I can't lizard
you're all
run.
based in like a swamp land.
Yeah, but I
Very
can't
marshy.
lizard run.
I'm
No, I
telling
can
you
that.
right now,
As,
it
as
does
a
not
lizard folk,
smell
you're
good.
adept
It smells
to,
like a swamp.
like naturally
Where I
swim.
live.
It's not gonna smell like this.
Oh.
What
It's all
the
good.
question should
So-
be, if you were asking a question, is how do we get? Do we have a boat?
You've got a kayak, or you can wade.
Wade.
I'll
I'm
be in a
gonna
boat,
wait.
so I suggest that you guys will be in a boat.
You're not
Well,
getting
I'll
rid
be
of them.
alright. I'll be alright wading because I'm 7'3". I can just walk
Oh
through.
yeah, you
like
don't
normal.
even need to
I
ride
think you
me.
must be there if he's
Oh.
Do you need a lift?
If we left the mayor.
No, because you returned, and like
Hey,
he's now like pulling at his collar.
Can we have a boat, please?
I suppose you can take one of those big rafts over there on
Thanks.
the old broken down jetty that needs to be repaired. Maybe you find
Do we need to return it back in the state it's in?
a base, yeah. You can just give me a deposit.
What if
is it?
something happens to it and it's not our fault?
What if we return
You need to get a
10%
liability
of it?
insurance.
We don't have time.
Can I
Oh no,
paint
it's very true. Okay, I'll just write you a waiver quite quickly.
Okay.
He turns to his deputy mayor, who is quite a stern, half-elven looking woman, who looks like she just puts up with him more than is a friendly acquaintance, and she just tears out a leaf in her book without like looking at him and just hands it to you.
Why are you wasting so much time?
I don't know.
Let's go.
Is there a requisite for the raft over there? You can return it, like post-wits, with anything like any like valuables on it or any
Alright.
trinkets or that something like that. It'd be really nice.
Can I already be swamping it right
Yeah, you can be lizard swamping.
Yep.
Okay,
taking
bye.
now? Swamp.
Taking the raft.
I'm gonna hop in my canoe and
Canoe.
light the torch.
Swimming.
I'm gonna go raft
You're on raft.
Yep.
because I'm hesitating on going. So
Yeah, sure.
you've been trying to pull me along, and I'm kind of like, but then I'm gonna jump in the raft.
It's gonna be an
Bring
adventure.
your water buddies with
Cool.
you.
So I think I'll probably need who's going to be doing the rowing on the raft and who's going to be doing the ruddering on the raft.
I've got big hands, so I'm gonna rudder.
Okay. I mean, there is a rudder. You don't have to use your hand to rudder.
Who's going to be?
It's going to be the rudder rather than you doing the ruddering.
Bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just.
You just throw the sticks out. And you're like,
I've got this. I got this. Just
I
lays
got
down.
it. I got this. All right.
Who wants to row? Who wants to rudder?
I want to row, but I want to change into a strong man that I saw earlier, so
Okay.
that I've got muscles that I can.
It doesn't
row.
affect
we
your.
know-
It's like at this point, no. She's never
The
done
strong
that before.
men that you saw.
It doesn't increase your strength when you do that. You still retain all of your physical and mental
Just
stats
Just need
when
to
you
know.
do your
How big is
changeling appearance. I believe. I could double check, of course, which I will do right now.
Hang on. What's your strength?
D&D Beyond.
My strength's 15,
not spawn.
Good
You
point.
are much strong compared to mine.
so I should row.
That's fun.
I'm gonna row.
I will.
Rudder.
I feel like we've got too many rudders.
I could rudder too with my big tail.
Great.
You're waiting. You're waiting.
Yeah, you're already halfway up.
waiting.
Yeah, you're
Okay,
swimming.
cool.
Okay.
You're freeballing it across
Well,
the.
I'm ruddering myself.
He's
Party's
freeballing.
gonna.
Don't
Party's
do that.
gonna.
You're doing yourself on your
Yeah, all
own.
right.
Chad.
Okay.
You're freeballing it apparently, right?
I'm that, and he's that.
Yeah. So give
I've got
me
pants
a. Well, like you to do a athletics check.
It's all right.
Is
It's
it?
not.
I shouldn't
9.
have said I ruddered.
9. So you start. You start off strong.
Oh,
Like you're really putting your back into it, and you just quite quickly
So glad this is
start losing.
This is
Round.
kind of skinny.
Yeah.
Can I take over?
And I need you to survival check.
Oh, it's a little bit harder than
Survival check.
What do I have to do? Survival.
who would
Yeah.
say that?
You got +2,
Yeah.
so that's good.
How does he know?
I know.
18.
It's perfect. So you're going in exactly the right way. You start navigating your way through the woods. You actually haven't lost any time. What you lose on momentum, you make up by taking shortcuts through the swamp. Would you like to do? You can do either an athletics check or survival check. Whatever you prefer.
You're right over there, Pep.
I'm good. I'm just figuring out which way is the quickest way to go.
I'm in front of you.
I don't know how to use D&D Beyond on my phone.
So you've got
D&D
your survival's
Beyond.
+6, your athletics is +1. So
So I'm going to go with...
survival +6.
good because I got 10. No, sorry, 11.
Hmm.
I also can't do math.
11 in total?
Yep, 11 in total.
Yeah, that's enough to navigate your way through the swamp. You're quite familiar with this area anyway. You keep pace with these two. Chad, now would you like to do a survival or athletics?
Definitely athletics.
Yeah, he's going to go pure muscle.
D20.
Well, that's my D20.
Oh, wait, no, it's there.
Oh,
So
there
you
it
got
is.
a +5 to your athletics.
Yep. Yes, +5 to my athletics. 9.
Total.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really warmed up yet today.
So you're more of
I
like
was too busy.
more of a
cleaning
sprinter than
food.
you are a long distance runner.
No, it's just early.
You haven't like warmed up the muscles.
No, I haven't
yet.
stretched.
Yeah. You've got
Plus
that
I had
thick
to carry
tail that's
that-
weighing it down as well,
Yeah.
like an
well,
anchor.
Yeah, but I had to carry around that tall man earlier.
Hey,
That's
Hey.
currently like quickly disappearing into the
Hey.
swamps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So that's
So you three
oh man.
where's Chad?
turn up
He
first,
gone.
and what you see is in the marshland. It's probably about shin height by this point. It's a lot of undulating topography around here. So you'll come across like deep swamps that are basically lakes filled with like mud. Or you'll find really shallow marshlands, like filled with reeds, large plains of open areas that are completely waterlogged, or giant pits of just standing water with thick trees surrounding it. It's a very diverse ecology around here. So the part that you find is quite a shallow area. And you see the trail of the meteorite where it's impacted. It's destroyed a lot of the trees behind it, and it's dug its way all the way into the ground. And there is a tunnel now that just descends into darkness underneath the ground. So you three are there.
Hi, have you seen Joanne?
Oh, yeah, have you changed?
No,
Oh, you didn't
I
change?
Yeah.
I didn't
I
change.
thought you changed.
When she knew she couldn't like increase the strength, she,
Is it because it's dark in here and
Retconned
you
it.
can't see me?
Oh, you're Joanne.
Yeah.
I forgot what you look like for a second. That's fine.
Human
Frog
That's,
eyes.
that's
Human
understandable.
I think that we should wait for the lizard to get here.
Oh, you think that's right? I
wanna
don't want to go in there.
without him.
We are staying out here and we're going to shout in
Yeah.
and we're going to wait for Chad because
We
Chad's
could
not here.
sing a song until he gets here.
So, anyone have any like stick of wood or something we can make our own torch?
I have a lantern on the front of my kayak.
Can you see anything?
when you shine
can
it down,
see
it extends
whole-
60 feet. And the meteorite, presumably, has buried itself much further than 60 feet. You just see it lights up the tunnel, but it definitely extends further down than that.
There's nothing down there. It's just a hole.
So, can any of us see like
Can
in dark
anybody do?
vision?
I was going to say dark vision or do.
It never,
magic.
unless you're a warlock with devil's sight, I think you can't see any more than like 60 feet.
Okay.
So same depth as that. Is it a bullseye lantern that you got?
I don't know.
Or is
what
it,
that
if it's
means.
regular lantern, it'd be about 20, but if it's
It's
bullseye, it
a
extends a bit further.
lantern.
Either way,
Yeah.
it goes on for farther than 60
I've got
feet.
120 feet.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
nope, that's third level.
Okay,
Damn it!
soon. Yeah, for now, you can't see the bottom of this tunnel.
Okay.
And as you're sort of pondering about what to do,
Yep.
Chad is like butterflying through the swamp behind you. But it's quite shallow here, so like your six-pack is like brushing against the bottom of the swamp. So effectively you're just crawling
Yeah.
along.
Looks like a beach
Lizard
whale.
Crawl swim.
He's here.
Oh, great.
So you turn up, you see a very similar, these three are crowded around this entrance of this giant tunnel that's buried, like penetrated into the earth.
I think
So it
Chad
goes
should
down
Yeah.
like a hole.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sort of like about a good sort of 20-degree angle.
How much distance is there between the swamp and the penetration?
So the hole has dug itself in at a 20-degree angle. It's kind of like ejected a lot of earth around it. But the swamp is slowly like creeping in.
Yeah.
Just
I was just
filling it
wondering
up
if I
with
could
water.
lizard butterfly straight in.
Oh yeah, because it's swampland. It's very muddy, so you could just mudslide your way in if you want to. So without
you literally
stopping,
just go past
right
us.
past you guys.
not stopping, but at ankle length, Chad just flops his way past you, straight in the hole.
Chad, what the
I
bloody
knew
hell are
he'd do
you
it.
doing?
Yeah.
You
What are you
waited.
doing?
He's
I
gone.
beat you.
He's gone.
I
Chad. Oh.
Just like you like water slide,
Yeah.
leisure park water slide your way in.
Yep.
that looks so much fun.
I guess that's fine. Let's follow
I
him.
guess that's
I wanna dive in and slide down and go timber.
Okay,
I'm going to stay up top
okay,
because I'm too scared about dark and I don't think it's good.
fair enough.
Yeah, I'm jumping down too.
Cool.
Where are you lot going?
Come with us, Potter. It's fine.
It looks
It's so much
a lot of fun.
It looks a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Roll for FOMO.
I'm going to stay up for a bit.
So why don't you three do an acrobatics check
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll go
for fun?
That's what I'm super good at. Natural 20.
Noise.
Definitely doing some
16.
barrel rolls in that.
16. That's good. Really good.
Show
18.
18. Yeah. So all three of you had the time of your lives as you're like sliding down this mud shaft,
The greatest
It's
day of
nice
my life.
and you just hear echoing from down this tunnel.
Good thing that I used my 20 on
Yeah,
that.
that's definitely the right
Having
time to use
fun.
that.
You had a good time.
A little bit too much
You're
for me.
missing out.
Is there anything
Hey, it's
better?
great fun.
You just hear laughing and good times coming from down this tunnel.
Oh,
We're all best friends now.
Who am I kidding? I'm going down too! I literally just...
Acrobatics check. 5. So you jump in, like, but you misjudge like the diameter of this tunnel, and you just hit your head on the top of it. You just have a bloody nose, and you just tumble down, like rolling in the mud.
Limbs.
Yeah, you get your like foot stuck in a reed for a little while, in a root for a little while, and you just hang upside down, stumbling, going up your nose, and then you like wiggle your foot out, and you're just like going head first, backwards, covered in mud.
Oh, part.
Until
great.
you get ejected out.
Wasn't that the
Underground.
most fun ever?
Oh!
Let's do it
Let's
again.
go again.
No!
Everyone's got like quite a chic amount of like just mud slightly, but you were just messed up. The impact of this meteorite has created like a temporary cavern down here, and you don't have to have a torch or low light vision to see this pulsating meteorite that's got like this internal green sparkling energy pulsating in and out of it.
How big?
So the meteorite itself is kind of broken up into multiple pieces. The majority of it is in the center of this cavern, but it's ejected like shards into the interior of this pretty much perfectly spherical chamber, which provides enough light, like pulsating in and out every few seconds, so that you can see. And there's just wisps of black smoke everywhere emanating from these shards.
Cool.
Looks a bit like kryptonite.
I think that's what we're looking for.
Is that the space stuff? Is that space rocks?
Looks like
Is that
it.
space money?
That's space dollars.
Space
Starbucks.
Starbucks.
Oh my god.
Man,
That is amazing.
whoever said that,
Dude.
well done. Bravo. I want to get some Starbucks. I want to get 10% of Starbucks.
Let's look at shares in Starbucks.
Yeah.
That's
Wow,
what we're here
I
for.
like that. I'm writing that one down as well.
Yeah.
I remember my granddad had a little shining green bit of Starbucks before.
Do you want to talk about that?
I would rather not.
It's a bit of info drop.
When we're back home in the tavern,
Yeah,
we
you
can
can tell
share
us.
stories. But right now we're here not for that.
Has anyone got a bag?
How do we get this home? I mean, I don't like it's super muddy and it's at an angle. And judging by my trajectory,
What's that?
I don't think we can get out.
How do you do maths on your hand?
Yeah.
It's all in my big lizard brain.
But it was in your hand.
It transfers.
Also,
Hang on.
I want to ask Pastor a question. I know that we just said let's not hear your story, but if your granddad had
We don't have time for this.
Wait, if he had some of this, was he able to touch it? Can he touch it?
I can't remember. It was locked away.
I pick up a
It's part of
stone
where
and
our
I just
wealth
throw it
was.
at it.
Okay. Roll a d20.
Roll a d20.
Yes.
Roll 4 d20. 16?
16.
Is this when? Are we looking away at this point?
Roll an athletics check.
Yeah, that's the
Who
one.
are you talking to?
Are we oblivious to what Pip's doing right
But
now?
you know
No.
your athletic.
What-
We
What
want
did,
you
she,
to
what did
know.
she just ask to do?
She just yanked a shard out of the
Just threw a
closest
rock at
wall
it.
and just
Time.
threw it.
I wanted to know whether we could touch it.
I think you can touch it.
We touched it.
12.
Well,
12. So you don't know where you are. You wake up. It's cold. It's dark. You feel heavy. It's silent. You feel water slowly rising. You're on your back. You orientate yourself. And water sort of like creeping up your shoulders and onto further and further up into your neck. You try and stand up. You feel dizzy. Your eyes adjust and you can just see this pulsating green light everywhere. And this shadow smoke in front of your face. You lean down on this large chunk of this glowing rock to try and get your bearings. And then a piece of rock kicks you in the side of the face. You look up and you see these 4 figures in the darkness surrounding you.
one of them super buff.
That might have been me.
Emanating from the interior of this large piece of meteorite, you see this figure. It's about 6'6". Would you like to describe the rest of you?
Yeah, I'm slightly taller than him.
So he gets the angle.
I have pale white skin with like cracked like marble blue veins. I have black shadow for eyes, which is super scary. And I have giant bat wings on my back, which is also super scary. And they're smoky and just generally like the smoke that's coming out of the mirror. And I think that I'm this beautiful, angelic Azamar. I'm an Azamar paladin. And so in my head, I'm like this angelic celestial being. So I'm holding myself like you should be amazed. But I look like a terrifying smoke monster. And I have zero memory of I don't even know my name. I don't know who I am, where I'm from.
And the cracks in your skin were what colour?
Blue?
Blue. So where it's like struck the side of your temple, there is like blue blood trickling down the side of a porcelain white skin.
That's your club.
Frog, you're in trouble now.
That was my way of saying hello.
Can I use divine sense on it?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's that?
So
Holy
none of them,
duck behind
none of them
something.
pings back as anything untoward
Pep.
to you.
Okay.
So you intrinsically know like, how to use certain aspects of your class, but you have no memory of where you've come from. You don't know how you got here, or even where here is. You also don't recognise any of these species. You have a mental picture of yourself in your mind, but that's pretty much it. You know how to talk, you know how to read and write. You instinctively check your, I think it's probably back, and you feel the sort of comforting shape of your mace that hangs from the sheath on your back. You pick up your shield, which is ornate, large kite shield that protects the majority of your body. That has this symbol on it that you all see, which is a simple hand, but has a shackle around the wrist. And from that shackle extends a few links of chain which are broken. None of you have seen this symbology before. She's also wearing sort of quite heavy armour.
Are your eyes okay?
I draw my flail.
Oh, yeah, flail.
Like,
I
and
said
then,
mace, but I meant flail.
that's okay. I don't want to hurt you. But if you throw another rock at me, I'll destroy you.
Can you speak up? I can't hear what she's saying.
I think she said she's gonna fuck me up.
That's right, Pat, get behind me.
Where are we? Who are you?
Holy
I
mother.
just met these two. So I did not throw the rock, just to be clear. And if I did throw it, it would have hurt a lot more.
You
So that's all I
threatening me?
have to say. No.
Holy mother of Selesnya, who are you?
Where are we? Who
We
are you?
were gonna ask you that question. This is your house, right?
We are in a hole. It is a muddy hole.
It's slowly filling up with water.
Oh.
Where have you come from?
Wherever you go.
Where have you come from?
Crystalando.
I look really stressed out as you're asking me this, but I'm trying to like hold it together because I want to.
You're not natural.
I'm scared of you, but I'm not letting that on.
Can I just circle? I don't really want to say much, but I want to circle around her because I think it's fascinating. I don't know where the smoke's coming from, and I'm trying to figure out where it's coming from.
So if you get around to like behind her, you can see that there are custom-made gaps, kind of like oval gaps in her armor, where these two giant smoke wings are emanating from,
Yeah.
and they're just pouring like dry ice, but black smoke in the shape of bat wings, and just pouring off constantly.
I try and blow on them.
I mean, the smoke that falls off them just blows in the wind.
How close are we to them?
As you're like looking at that, I look at them
About
as well,
20
and
feet.
I'm like visibly shocked because that's not what they're supposed to look like.
Can you see them? Or can you see yourself as something
I'm
different?
just like yeah. I
No,
can see my wings.
That's the black smoke or
Yes,
different?
yeah. I it's not that I can't see that I look like this. It's that I've just like I don't remember anything before this moment, but I know that I'm not supposed to look like this.
Were you the... This is actually for you. Was she the green space?
She came
Buddy?
from like the big chunk of it in the middle.
Is she Starbucks?
Yeah, but like was she Starbuck?
Yes.
So there's nothing else left in there.
Oh yeah, there is. There's
Oh.
like all these shards all over the place, and the big
So-
casing.
Right.
Oh,
in it.
is there a big
Did she come
shard?
out of the middle?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of like
so,
hatched like an egg,
Why
if
are
you
you
will.
here?
Money.
We're looking for
It's
you,
true.
I think.
We came here to find Starbucks.
Do you
And we
know
think-
Starbucks?
We think you own
There's a Starbucks around
Starbucks. Can you give us some Starbucks?
From Costa.
Can I just... While she was doing this, and Pip was trying to blow on the wings,
Yeah.
because I'm quite protective of little Pep. My little pet, my little froglet. I'm going to step in front to try and protect her.
Okay.
And say, get behind me, Pep. And as I step in front of her, I forget that my legs are like 4 foot themselves, and she's 3 foot, so she's literally just
Oh.
Yeah.
right beneath
There's
me.
no protection there.
And I think I'm protecting her, but there's no protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just framed by his gangly legs.
As you're still there trying to go,
Yeah. It provides like no protection, no obfuscation for
But
you.
I like to make him think that he's protecting me.
Yeah.
I feel
Makes me feel
much
like I'm
better
protected,
now.
yeah.
Much
Yeah.
better now.
I know that it must be intimidating to be in front of me, something so celestial and beautiful. But you need to tell me who you are and where we are.
Why don't you tell us who you are?
I don't know who I am.
We don't know who you are either.
Why?
what do you remember?
I don't remember anything.
Do you know that you got black smoke coming out of you?
I do.
It's
Not normal.
cool.
It's not cool.
Are your eyes
alright.
okay?
What's wrong with my eyes? They're
Nothing. They're
it's
beautiful.
Just, it's
They're
just
honestly,
pure
they're
light.
God. They're
It's just
godlike.
light pouring out.
Yep, you're right.
So we're in this crater?
Hole.
Crater hole. We're in a hole. Hole. And we're trying to find Starbucks, and we found you. That's why we're here. Why are you?
I
I'm
would like to
really
pick
freaked
up
out
the
right now
biggest-
because she's not natural to me. I believe purely in like natural magic, and she to me is completely the opposite. So I'm kind of trembling a little bit, speechless.
I'm here for a specific reason, and we lizard folk are very driven. I would like to pick up a Starbuck.
Okay.
The biggest Starbuck that definitely nobody else in this room right now could pick up.
So that
So
would
I
probably
can
be
take it
like
back.
one portion of the main chunk of meteorite?
It's a big
One
portion.
Yeah.
One
I mean,
Starbuck,
that's-
please.
So
A
like what
grande.
you
Coming
could
up.
you could go for the
A
big
grande Starbuck.
you could
I
go
try-
for
yes.
the grande.
Yes.
If you want
I'd like
to.
to go for the grande.
There is like the main portion of like the shell that she emerged from.
Shell.
Yeah, she seemed like she's fine.
Egg.
It's not a big deal.
So when you roll,
She's distracted, so I'm gonna get the
Athletics
biggest
check.
one to carry
Yeah.
back home, so
Yeah.
I can
I mean,
negotiate.
just in proportion, it's probably a good 5 foot wide, about 3 feet tall.
Can I like test it before I make a
Yeah, I mean that is
lizard
your
fool
athletics
of
check.
my lizard self?
Sure.
Okay. What am I checking?
Athletics.
17.
Yeah. So you dig your heels in. You're up to about sort of like just under knee height of water at the moment. And you stick your clawed hands under the water, and you brace
That's what I
yourself.
say
You
before I
lift.
lift.
You lift with the legs.
Yep,
Like, keep
and
your
the
back
tail.
straight and the tail. Yeah, the tail provides a good counterbalance. It digs into the marshland underneath you. and you tilt backwards, and you manage to get like this 800-pound piece of shell up into your grasp. You can't do much else other than kind of like waddle with it, but it is huge.
Everybody grab some.
I'm gonna grab some, but then I'm also gonna grab another bit and put it in my bag.
Okay.
So they don't see.
Yeah, sure. So you don't want to see.
No.
Hang on.
Roll a
like
sleight of
not
hand check.
13 plus 4.
So that's 17. I believe that beats everyone's passive perception. If you want to have a look at your passive perception.
Mine's gonna be.
Underneath your saving throws on
Okay.
D&D Beyond. So it's 10 for Aya. Chad, you've got 11.
15.
Yep.
I got 15.
You've got 15. So that beats everybody's.
Cool. So I
Yeah, so
slip
you
it
just
on in.
slip it
No one
into your
notices.
backpack. And then you go and help Chad
Yeah.
with the main portion of it.
Oh, good.
I just put my hands on it.
You don't have to reach up.
Just don't put your hands on me.
I'm still just looking at Edge going.
Okay, because you're all picking up rocks now. Can you take me? Would I know that they have like? Would I think that they have like churches and things like that?
You don't know what a church is.
I don't know anything.
No.
You know nothing.
Do you want
I want to say take
You
me to
know-
your lead.
I mean, you know, like what you are,
Mm.
but you don't know about the constructs of mortal people, as it were.
Are you aggressive?
Not right
She's already threatened me, so
now. You threw a rock at my face.
I was trying to say hello.
If I'm still wearing my apron.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put some Starbucks in my pockets.
Are you happy for people to see, or do you want to do it surreptitiously?
I'm just gonna put them in the main part.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
So you start loading up your apron
Yep.
with as many Starbucks.
While I'm doing that, can I be like, we never got your name. What's your name?
I don't know my name. Do you know my name? Do you know me?
You would know your name, not us.
I don't know your name, but I'll tell you something. My boss thinks I'm on a break for like half an hour. This is gonna take way longer.
What's the boss?
That's a good question. Where's the boss? He pays me money and I pour drinks.
It's money.
But Starbucks. This is the money, baby.
What's
But
Why are
once-
these rocks important to you?
Well,
Why are they
how
important to
about-
you? You
how
brought them
about-
here.
Yeah,
You
you
don't-
help us collect them, and then we'll take you back, and you can come and have a drink with us in the tavern.
What's the
Yeah.
tavern?
But home.
We'll take you to my home.
You take me to my home.
To my
You're
home.
not
My
coming to
home.
my home.
You'll take me to my
If
home.
you can take us to your home, we'll come with you.
I don't know where my home is.
Then
Then
come
you
with
come
us.
to my home.
I will come to my home with you.
Okay.
So confused.
What's going on down there then? You be spelunking? You hear a voice echoing down the tunnel.
If we're all quiet, you won't know we're here.
You recognise this voice as being from a dialect from your neighbouring town of Lumbergost.
That guy again.
Can we go further into the tunnel?
We be watching you. We saw you going down the tunnel. Now why don't you be good sports and send up whatever you found and we'll leave you be.
Get behind me.
You should stay here.
I've got an idea.
We got you surrounded.
Wait, there's only one entrance.
We got the entrance surrounded.
Guys, I can do a infestation. So if I can like climb my way back up
Yeah.
and see him, I can cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear
That's
momentarily on my creature and make them run away screaming.
Do you want to stand on all our shoulders and then you'll go up?
I'll give you to a count of 5 to send up what you got.
I got fleas.
We'll
We
give
don't
it.
want that.
That's fine, you can have it, but we can't get out of this hole right now, so we can't send it up to you.
And you just see out of the darkness like this rope flop down into the dirt.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Attach it to whatever you found down there.
Okay.
We'll
I
pull it
grab
up.
I grab the rope and pull it really hard.
Okay.
Group consensus.
Well, I was about to say we should send her up. But
Yeah, roll
No.
an opposed athletics check.
Crap.
Natural 20.
Oh, well, okay. Fair enough. They advantage because there was 2 people on the end of that rope. But you just grab the rope, wrap it around your forearm, and just yank.
Crap.
And you just hear a, oh! And then a very similar noise to what you experienced. And then
Do they go
thunk.
wee?
They are not having
Did you
a
think
good
that was
time.
fun?
And then a few seconds later, these 2 bodies just get deposited, covered in mud, at your feet.
I say, why are you threatening us?
They get off each other. Not with, but off.
They get off
of.
each other. They get off each other. Not the time.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
The last seconds of our life, I guess, you know. I've always loved you. No. They both stand up from being a human part of people. Although one is actually a young female dwarf, and one looks to be quite a slender, half-elven male, as they just like scoop the mud from their eyes and flick it to the floor. You hear that same voice you heard earlier booming down from the tunnel above you. Now we've got you properly surrounded. Send my boys down there with you.
I don't think they meant to come down
No,
here.
we meant that.
No, I don't think so.
No, we definitely meant that.
I'm not fighting right now,
Should we
so
just kill him?
you guys need to make a decision what you're doing.
I won't kill them, but now we have the leverage.
I just,
I'm still looking at you.
I go,
though.
shh.
You should throw a rock at
And I
them.
just put my hands on both of them.
Good idea.
Okay. I think it's time to roll initiative.
All of us.
Yes.
Oh, my character doesn't want
15?
to fight.
Yep.
Perfect.
I feel
Well,
like
that's you and me are
Oh.
20. You plus me.
That's not going to help us.
It's alright. I've rolled a little bit low.
This one.
It's okay, you pretty come roll lower than what I got.
What did you roll?
We'll start with that person. We've got a nice resounding 1.
Nice.
It's right, natural 1. That means he's gone to sleep.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he did.
Even slowly. That's not going to help.
Oh, God damn it. All right. Chad,
Yeah.
what do you get?
7.
I thought I did really bad.
It's alright, we're rolling low.
Whatever.
14.
14.
Shit.
Pip,
18.
18.
That's me.
Mike,
I got 9.
That's Mike.
9, and Peter.
You don't know that's mine, because Joanne.
5.
That's Joanne.
Well, you
How do you know me?
You're at 5.
Yeah, you haven't
top
none
of
of
the
you should
initiative order
do
is Pip.
Or Pip.
So you
So
do.
I take both of my hands and I'm just like, shh.
Yeah.
Put them on their
I don't know
faces
if I dreamed
gently.
So this would be a touch attack.
Touch
So we'll
attack.
do like an unarmed strike effectively.
Cool.
So roll a d20
Yep.
and add it to your. I'll say either athletics or acrobatics. Your dexterity or your strength score, whichever is higher. Do you know, it'd be more of a grapple. Roll it, add it to your athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Are you sure it's not acrobatics?
Yes. It's more like a grapple that you're trying to actually grab them with it.
Okay. 15.
15.
If you jumped in the air when you did it.
15
If I did a
is
somersault.
good enough to get both of them. So you just go thump, touch both of their exposed skin.
That's my girl, Pap.
They have to do a constitution saving throw, which the first one passes and the second one fails. So the larger of the two, the sort of slender male elf, just collapses to the floor. And just goes, oh,
I think he's
And
had a
just-
long day.
just slides into the mud, like in a mud bath. And just his face is like surrounded by mud.
Sorted.
But the female dwarf seems to have resisted. And we're on to 14, which is you.
I will hit the non-sleepy one with my flail, but I don't want to kill them.
Okay, so non-lethal damage, which you
Yes.
can do in a melee attack. If you just nominate, you don't want to kill them. You do
Just wanna
subdural damage.
Just even if I just like put it in half and just whack
No,
it.
it's fine. You can just use your
Okay.
you can use your flail to like crack them around the head,
Cool.
non-lethally.
8 plus 6, 14.
Yeah, 14 is good enough to hit.
Oh, sweet.
40 damage.
8. 6.
6 total. Okay. Yeah, you crack her around the side of the head, and she sort of stumbles in the mud and nearly slips over.
Oh,
Cool. And we're down to Joanne.
That's me. With my. How have I forgotten the name of it? Sling?
Yep.
I just want to throw something at their head just to knock them out.
Which one? The sleeping one or the?
The non-sleeping one.
So with a range attack, you can't actually nominate to do subdural damage. So it'd be lethal or not at all.
But
Unless you
would
want to get into
care?
melee range and just try and like hit them with the butt of your dagger or wrestle them to the ground.
If I do infestation,
Yes.
will it
Makes them run away.
back up the...
They're trying if
Comic
they
Con.
think that that's like the easiest way to get away from this
Yep.
infestation, then they'll try and go up the shaft.
Will it affect anyone else?
No, you nominate who it is.
I want to do that.
What is the? You got the spell there? What do I have to do?
You cause a cloud of mites, fleas, and other parasites to appear momentarily on one creature you can see within range. The target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it takes 1d poison damage and moves 5 feet in a random direction if it can move, and its speed is at least 5 feet.
It fails. So she fails. You do your damage.
It says roll a d4 for the direction.
Oh.
Does it say you do
South,
poison
east.
damage as well?
I
Or is
said
that
random.
incorrect?
This movement doesn't provoke stimulus.
Yeah. Do you say you do damage as well? At the beginning.
It must succeed on a Constitution saving throw, or it takes 1d poison damage and
1d
moves 5 feet.
1d what?
Poison damage.
1d what?
1d8 or 1d4?
Sorry, 1d6.
1d6.
Sorry.
Roll your d6.
Which is my d6?
Monopoly.
Normal dice.
3.
3. Okay, so like as you project this like vision of all these mites and ticks and fleas like crawling all over her body, she starts screaming and like clawing at her own skin, and she starts running away, and she gets a couple of feet and then just keels over and dies on the floor and just slides in the mud.
You killed her.
What are you doing, Joanne? What have you done?
Kind of twitches on the
taking a
floor.
break.
Was that laugh your actual reaction in character?
Yeah. That was cool.
Oh, Joanne, what
Yeah,
have
she
you
had
done?
3 hit points left.
Say what?
She had 3 hit points left.
Savage.
Yeah.
Savage.
So
How are we going to get out of it now that they're both dead?
I've got some rope.
Only one.
Hey, did you... Is the sleeping one dead?
1 minute.
Chad,
He's asleep.
He's asleep for one.
you'll
Oh,
go.
okay.
Yeah, you answered your own
He's a
question.
sleeping man and a dead elf.
A dead dwarf and a sleeping elf.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
Sounds like a
I
great
know.
nursery. Right.
Species. Do I have to initiate?
I mean, if you don't want to do anything round, you can just like, yeah, I'm good.
What?
You
I
can try
mean,
clambering up and like seeing who the voice came from, because you know there's at least one other person up the tunnel.
Yeah. Well, I guess we need to get out of this somehow.
Yeah.
You are still holding this giant meteorite, by the
I'll
way.
set it down.
Would you like
With your
me to
legs.
hold that? That looks heavy. I'm not
No,
sure
I don't think you can handle it. It's fine. I very gently put it down.
Yeah, you're still doing the motion, and then you
I'm
notice
like,
like,
definitely
oh.
don't.
That was heavy, right?
oh, my muscles.
You got it right. Yeah. All right. Well, if I can scamper.
Yeah,
Lizard ran
Does it?
at
Well,
them.
let me grab the rope that she yanked so aggressively down.
it's now gathered in a pile around these.
I circle it around my arm.
Cool. Yeah, you pick up the rope. I'm going to ask you to
Lizard
do
on
an athletics check with advantage, because
Naturally.
we have established that you have some kind of lizard run.
It's totally a thing.
Yep.
23 and 24.
Oh yeah, you
Just-
yeah. You just hand over hand, double
Can you have a
moving.
glass of water that just like,
Why would there be a glass of water? Yeah.
because like Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Yeah, it's just me like lizarding up.
But Jurassic Chad.
Jurassic Chad. Yeah, I like that. It's better than Cretaceous Chad.
Yeah, Jurassic.
So as
JC.
you scamper up the inside of this tunnel, up 60 feet, which is your full movement, you see silhouetted in the tunnel against the morning light. You see one silhouetted, quite beefy figure with what looks like a giant mace casually laying over one of his shoulders. Looks to be human or humanoid, at least. but you still got like, a good 30 feet before you get to him. Let's see if he sees you scampering up.
Definitely not.
Yeah, he sees you just like bounding up the inside of this tunnel towards him, like fire in your eyes.
Just
and,
lips.
yeah, just lips.
Just
Oh,
Lizard
what
lips.
a vision.
Sorry.
at your lips.
Sorry. It's a unique thing for lizards. I'm proud of it.
Cultivated these
Yeah,
lips.
that's lips.
Not lizards. Right?
Peter, so you see
that's it?
all of this is kind of happening in front of you,
Yeah.
and Chad's just like shot up this tunnel back to the surface.
Oh, huge reaction.
Scamper.
I'm panicking a little bit because of this one here,
Mhm.
just complete outright slaughtering somebody for no reason.
Yes.
Goes against all of my inner beliefs. Proud of Pip. Good work. I'm going to run after him.
Okay.
I'm going to run up because I don't want to do anything to the dead body and sleeping body.
Roll an straight athletics check for you, because you don't have lizard run.
21.
Oh yeah, easy. Yeah, you keep pace. So you're kind of like with your gangly legs and arms, you're kind of straddling where Chad is.
Chase
So
after his
where
tail.
Chad is like kind of on all fours,
Yeah.
like quite low to the ground, you're just like a spider, like over, like encompassing this entire tunnel above him, like a web. As you go hand over hand, leg over leg, upside the inside of this
I
tunnel.
gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm not going up to hurt anybody. I'm just going to try and get
yeah.
out.
You see the same like imposing figure.
You did a better job of getting up than you
wearing
did
this
getting
cloak.
down.
Well,
Learned his lesson.
Yeah. You see this imposing figure wearing like a cloak. He's heavily armoured. He's got like a steel cap on as well, with a big mace over his shoulder. What looks to be like a heavy crossbow strapped to his back. Then we're off to. He's asleep.
good work.
But this
Sleepy bird.
chap at the top sees you coming. So he draws the crossbow off of his shoulder.
Shit.
I thought he just had a mace.
You spot it. Yeah, I was drip feeding you information.
Sounds like someone's cheating to me.
And then he gets
I pull out my shield.
then he gets his target gun.
And
No.
a missile.
So he
Oh,
fires his crossbow off. I'll make it fair. You both come scrambling up about the same kind of time. Odds and evens.
Heads and tails.
Evens.
Naturally.
Oh no. It's alright.
No.
AC 20.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
That obviously hit.
It hit me.
He lands you with 1 point of damage
Hey.
Ouch.
as this
just tense
bolt,
your abs?
as you're just like scooting your way up there. It just nicks the top of your shoulder, drawing a little bit of green blood from your scales. You barely notice it.
I didn't know I bled green.
Like a volcan. And then he starts backing away, like further
As he
out of
should.
the, like looking from side to side. Anyone down there? Hello? And he gets no response from his two fellows. Cadden, Styrus, you down there? Nothing. He just like starts backing away.
So he didn't see
No, he didn't, but he shot me.
Pip.
Did you say that the hole was filling up with water?
Yeah, the whole thing's kind of
Okay.
like slowly the swamp water is like filtering down, which is the whole kind of slip and slide effect
That's
that you got
fine.
when you come down there.
Actually,
How many Starbucks have we got?
I've got
I left all my
one
Starbucks
Starbuck
down.
and then another hidden Starbuck,
Okay.
but there's not many other Starbuck.
Mike's got an apron full of Starbucks.
So you should grab some Starbucks.
I'm
Well, I'm higher up.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh, sorry,
maybe
you've gone.
I was
So
going to
Chad-
say, but I've
I
got.
can't grab
Chad
any
and
more.
Peter.
speaking
Well,
out
I've-
of character. I'm not going to pick one up because I don't know that you want that. But if you gave me one,
I've got a backpack. I've got a backpack. I can
Sorry.
drop down.
Can I put some of these Starbucks in your bag?
Do you shout that up?
Oh, f-
He's
Keep thinking
60 feet
about-
up this tunnel.
okay. Can you throw your bag down here?
Pep, is that you?
Yeah,
So you want my backpack?
I just asked you for that.
So you can just slip your backpack off and just let it slide down.
It's coming down your way, Pep.
And you see this muddy
Got
backpack
it.
just spinning on the way down. I'm assuming you just like gathered up a bunch of.
You're much stronger than me. Can you help me fill this up?
I will help you.
Thank
tiny
you.
boy.
Cool.
Are you not going to hurt me anymore?
you don't throw rocks at me.
I won't, promise.
So you're loading the same rocks that she threw at you into this
My
backpack.
shell rocks.
Yeah.
I know
So
you.
you get like the shards, you're just pulling them out of the ground, like gathering up the loose ones that are on the floor,
Okay.
not the large like pieces of the shell that you emerged from. But you're just like putting them into this backpack. And that's your turn. So we'll go on to you. I'm assuming you're spending your turn just like grabbing as many as possible.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll 2d12?
D12.
Yeah.
D12. That would
That's
be
the one?
this one?
Yep.
2. 2.
So you manage to scoop up 4, like as you pull them out. A couple of them are like quite well embedded into this bedrock. And it's a little bit difficult to like pull them out, but you manage to get like 4 large chunks of this like glowing meteorite shards into the bag.
And it's
They're pretty heavy.
it's bigger than the piece of here.
Definitely no.
Who can say really?
Hey, what's
Get
happened
out
to
to
that
the,
piece?
like
I
you had to
set
drop
it
it.
down to go.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
It
don't even
was-
have it?
No.
I can't sprint up the mudslide.
Can
and
I
carry
try?
it.
I'm going to try that one next.
Yeah, you can on the next one. Yeah,
Yeah, on
absolutely.
your next turn.
Well, I've got
Back
50
down there
foot
by the
of.
next turn.
I've got 50
Joanne,
foot of hemp and weight.
Yeah, can you throw
Chuck
that
it
down?
you're still with these guys at the
Yeah.
bottom of the slowly filling up chamber. It's probably about mid-thigh now on you.
It's one of those moments where it's quite surreal that I'm like laughing
Yeah.
because the water's filling up.
Yeah, you're like,
And like there's this weird thing with wings and smoke and no one has questioned it and it's like what the fuck. That's what I'm doing.
Cool.
And I'm still putting stones in my apron. It's like it's really heavy, but
Yeah.
I have no other means.
fair enough.
And there's a dead body.
Oh yeah.
It's the funniest
So as
bit
it's
of all.
filling up, like the face down dwarf is bobbing,
Ooh.
and then
Do they have any bags in them?
good.
Can I have a look?
As you pat them down,
Now you're playing. Now you're playing.
so they're on the dwarf. You find as you pat them down a tome,
A what?
like a big book,
A toe.
a tome.
10 of them.
You find
toes.
a dagger. She is wearing travelling clothes, size for a dwarf, and suited for travelling in the marshlands. The other chap, he's got a scimitar still sheathed on his belt, a light crossbow on his back, along with 20 bolts, and leather armour sized for a medium humanoid.
Cool. I take all of it.
Yep.
Or at least
You just strip
crossbow,
them. Yep.
dagger.
Yep.
I
Scimitar,
don't know. What
bolts. Oh, scimitar is like a
Curved.
curved short sword almost.
Yep, sure. I want to take some sort of clothing so that I can put Starbucks in it
Oh, sure, yeah.
and wrap it.
The dwarf has probably got a cloak that you
Cool.
can just like use as a
I'm going to do
makeshift
that.
bag
Yep.
and just shove more Starbucks into.
Yep.
Yeah, cool. That's your turn. Wonderful. I am still asleep. Still asleep.
Is he face up or face down in the water?
He's face up. So I had him
That's good.
ring with mud, and then when it started filling up, like he's just like floating to the surface.
Please show that to the camera.
Don't throw that in my mouth.
Show it to the camera.
Chad,
Yeah.
you're up.
I am racing myself up this muddy tunnel
Yep.
with an arrow in
That shot
My
off,
arm?
didn't it? No.
shoulder.
It's just gone. So the bolt is just gone across the shoulder, not embedded.
Yeah.
Just like nicked it.
How much further out
Shit.
to the end of the
So it's
tunnel?
about another 20, 30 feet. Do you reckon?
So I can make it this round.
You can make it out. Yeah.
Yep.
So with
I-
your excellent rolls last turn, I won't bother making you roll another one for this
Cool.
turn. You can just exit the.
I
exit the
want
tunnel.
to exit it like with.
Yeah. So you jump out, you burst out of this tunnel, and about sort of a good 10 or 20 feet away from you, this like heavy set human man has been backing up, and he's still got this heavy crossbow trained on you now. What do you do? You've moved your entirety of your movement.
Yeah,
What do
I'm,
you wanna
I'm
do?
already all the way
Just
out.
an
Yeah.
action.
You've got action left though.
I still have an action left, so may I? How far away is he?
He's about 20 feet from you.
May I true strike him?
I don't know, can you?
I point a finger at a target in range,
Yeah. What's the range?
30 feet.
Yeah, there you go.
Your magic grants you a brief insight into the. Oh wait, no, that doesn't help. Your magic grants you a brief insight into the target's defense on your next turn. Nope, that doesn't help. Chill touch. You create a ghostly chill touch. You create a ghostly skeletal hand in
So
the
chill.
face of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against a creature to
There you
assail
go.
it with the chill of the grave.
Chill.
Roll your d20. Cast your magic spell.
That's a lot better than knowing his defenses.
Yep.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
Hit.
That hits.
Yeah.
Got him.
Roll your damage of the
Got
grave.
him. That is a 1d8. Oops, wrong. +2. That is a 10.
10 in total.
10 in total.
Oh, damn.
I am going to chill this guy to death.
Yeah. So as this skeletal hand darts out from your own, it leaves this icy trail as it makes a beeline straight for his throat. Just grabs him around his throat, and just all these ice shards start appearing around his throat. It's gasping for air. The air that he's expelling is
Chill.
so cold now, it's just making his breath condense. There's fog coming out there. His eyes go wide, and he starts trying to grab at this skeletal hand, but his hands just go straight through it. And he just starts covering with ice.
Is he still
He
alive?
backs away feverishly.
He's living
Is he still alive?
He is still alive, but he is gravely wounded.
Necrotic.
But he's freezing up, like literally freezing up.
Peter,
I wish that was me.
How far am I from him?
you're still down the tunnel, so you actually can't make line of sight, but you see Chad silhouetted at the top of this tunnel.
I can move to the
And
top
you
and
just see
then
him cast something out.
I can move to the top.
Yep.
And
You're now next to Chad, and you see this heavy-set guy with this metal skull cap,
how far away?
a
from
mace over his shoulder, and with his free hand, he's trying to grab at his 20 feet away from you.
Has he dropped his crossbow?
That's a good point. No.
Ow.
He hasn't got this mace on his shoulder anymore. He's dropped that mace
Okay.
when he drew his crossbow. So the mace is at the entrance of the tunnel. He hasn't got a melee weapon on him anymore, but he has dropped the crossbow down to his side, still holding it with one hand. And his free hand is grabbing at his throat.
So, get to the top.
Hmm.
I see the cut and the blood coming down from his shoulder.
Yeah, it's very
I panic.
yeah.
Panic a little bit because my friend's injured.
Mhm.
I
It's
see
very
the guy
aesthetic.
with the
That
crossbow.
looks cool.
He thinks it looks cool. I'm just a bit wary, a bit scared of blood. But I see the guy with the crossbow. Don't really compute that it's knocked down. I don't see
Yeah.
the ice and stuff. But I quickly go like that,
Okay.
thinking that I'm gonna just protect.
Yeah.
Instead, I cast Ice Knife.
Oh. I believe that's another ranged spell attack.
I don't mean to do this.
Okay.
It's just accidental.
It's just
Hey,
a,
I
cast the wrong one, 'cause I'm
reflex.
panicking.
I didn't know you had
With
it
everything
in
that's
you.
going on down there,
Yeah.
Parter, he gets a little bit panicky and he
Potter.
means well, but
He keeps calling him the wrong name.
Parter.
Parter.
Hater.
Pater.
Parter.
Potter.
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 Parter. It's my accent.
Parter's Ray.
It's Parter to Ray.
I think of more like
Parter.
Harry Potter.
Partner.
No,
No.
Parter.
Parter.
It's like he's my
Parter.
partner.
Oh, he's
Parter.
lost it.
Partner.
Harder.
I'm not.
Parter.
I love that you're all
Parter.
naturally drawn to ice spells because we're all melting.
Is it what?
Right. What am I looking at?
Ice knife.
Spell.
Hang on. Got 5.
Total?
Did you read the
Hang on.
description? click on it.
Oh. 12.
12 in total. That hits. Do your damage.
Oops.
Did you just kill someone?
Oh no.
Not again.
Oh no, Potters, not again.
Not like this.
4.
4.
Uh,
Okay, yeah, you didn't get him.
Yeah, 4.
But this icicle forms from the palm of your hand, and you shoot it out, and it spears him in his left shoulder, and the spray of blood, and then it instantly freezes, and then disappears. He's just got this wound, this icy wound in his shoulder. He screams in pain.
He's alive.
I'm sorry.
Didn't mean to do it.
Didn't mean to do that.
She's dead.
So
He's wide-eyed. He's going to take one random shot off at one of you two. So odds and evens. Evens.
What a surprise.
He raises his crossbow back up. He's going to take one last shot before he bolts.
I'm gonna chill him.
Critical hit.
God.
Double damage.
Doubly damage.
Oh.
It's okay. I'll heal.
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Ooh.
9 points of piercing damage. So you've taken 10 in total.
I just died.
So he plugs you.
No, not 9 this time. 1 before.
Yeah.
Not 10 now. You already
Yeah.
put the 1 in, so 9.
Yeah. So what are you
Yeah,
on
he's
now,
on-
Chad?
He's on
I
9.
was- I was on
he was on
9.
10.
So you're on 9. You've now taken 9 points of damage. You're on
9.
0.
Did you just die?
Chad falls to his knees as this bolt impales his sternum,
Critical hit. Come
chokes
on.
out. Like there's
Dumb.
green blood spewing out from his maw as he falls down onto his meaty forearms. His thick tail unable to balance him anymore, and then just keels over to one side with one final
My tongue just
spools out
Spools
onto
out.
the floor.
It'd be funny if the last thing he saw was you standing at the top holding the
I'm gonna have to
And
save
then
you.
the guy turns and runs.
I knew I hated our neighbors.
Is everything okay up there, guys?
Go.
What was that?
Chad!
Pip,
I'm screaming.
you're up.
Screaming.
I'm up.
Yeah.
We don't know anything about that.
No.
No, it's too far away.
But
for
we're
you to hear
also
any of
down a
this.
hole. We're probably going to have to get up at some point.
Yeah. One for me, one for you.
Can you throw down some rope so that we can climb up?
Well, surely I'm a bit preoccupied with Chad being dead, so
But
I'm
how are
gonna.
you going to bounce that?
Well, I'm freaking out.
Well, we don't know that Chad's dead. Excuse me, can you throw down some rope, please?
Chad! Oh, Chad!
No, it's Pip. It's Pip.
This goes on for a few minutes.
Yeah, back and forth. It's the next 10 turns.
Yeah.
It's hilarious for
We're
everybody.
filling up with water. We need help.
I'm fine. These guys need help. I can just swim
It's
up.
quite refreshing for you.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
It's not
But
your
can you throw
backstroke.
down some rope, please, so that we can get out?
So they'd have to do it on their turn. So they can only answer you on your
Okay.
turn. You can request that.
Until
What does
then,
that do with
I'm
your
just-
action?
Backstroke.
Yeah, nice. With like,
Yeah.
kind of like an otter.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like a little rock on his chest.
Yeah, exactly like that.
But with like the rocks on your
Yeah.
chest. You
I'm
can
having
like back and forth. Cool. Have a great time. Love it. You. It's getting up to sort of like waist high now.
Yeah, I'm probably going to want to get out. Not because I know anything about that, but because I'm going to drown.
Can you swim?
I don't know, actually. I'm trying.
If you're trained in athletics, you can swim.
Just wait till it fills up and it will push us
Unless your backstory tells me otherwise.
I don't have a backstory. I
True.
remember it.
You're not trained in athletics.
I'm not.
So you don't remember how
To swim.
You can't naturally, like, it's not like one of those.
Is it dumb
muscle
to try and
memory
get the
things.
big rock out? Stab it.
I think it's
It's
funny.
less heavy now because it's submerged in water.
But getting out the tunnel.
I mean, there's potential that you could, if you time it right, you can use the filling of the chamber to usher this meteorite part up the tunnel.
Okay.
But it's risky because, it's about the width of this tunnel.
I don't know that I would do that because I don't care about it. I'm just going to try and get to dry land.
Okay. So as it's only waist height, you can just wade your way through the tunnel, through the chamber.
Mhm.
You can get to the tunnel. Roll an athletics check.
I think it's +4.
It is +4.
15.
Yeah, it's no problem. You just march your way 60 feet up the tunnel. And you can see probably just about the top of Peter Dure's head. Like flailing about, like Kermit in the background. As he is.
Is that what you do when
Like
your friend
screaming.
dies?
Well, yeah. I freak out.
Yeah. That's your turn, because you double move to get out of
Oh.
there. Lovely. Now, Mike. Before your turn
Joanne.
happens, Joanne, sorry, as you're known by everyone else here. Real name Mike, assumed name Joanne. You see, out the corner of your eye, with a passive perception of 10, the half-elf, the spindly guy that had the scimitar, is now, with the rising tide, face down. And you see, like, a few bubbles start petering out. Haven't quite ended yet, but they're slowing down. It hasn't woken up yet. What do you do?
I look at him
Mhm.
and look at the tunnel.
Yeah.
And look at him and look at the tunnel. While I'm
That's your
doing
turn.
this and I'm looking at the tunnel, can
Yeah.
I just is it like that?
It's like a 20-degree angle, so it's not particularly steep, but it is steep
So I
enough.
could technically run up it.
Yeah, totally.
Why don't you hold him down under the water for a bit?
Yeah,
Just
I mean, you could potentially do that.
So I walk towards the tunnel
Mhm.
and look at him.
Yeah.
I'll turn him over.
Okay. So you can use like a basic action, a free
Yeah.
action, if you will,
Yep.
just to turn him over.
Yep.
Gain inspiration.
Oh,
You can activate that on
nice.
D&D Beyond. Just tap that inspiration.
I tapped
Not
it.
Yeah.
On
Do
what?
you want to run up the tunnel?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to like spend your movement and your action to get 60 feet, like pretty much next to where the sort of smoke angel is, or do you want to
Angel.
just do like a half, like your normal movement,
Hmm.
and then have an action, sort of like a third up the tunnel? Up to you.
Can I, like, I don't mind. Can I like run up, but can I shout back saying, "Going up now,"
Yeah, totally.
and then I run up?
Yeah, you give Pippa like a, I'm going.
I suddenly
just leg
realise
it
I'm
up
down
there.
here by myself.
Roll a nominal athletics check.
Nominal.
Yeah, as in, you don't need a huge amount to not fuck this up.
I mean, my athletics is. I got a natural 20.
There you go, perfect.
Ah.
So I'm
Nice.
going to say with that, you actually scooch past the this smoke monster
It's major.
to your left, and just like slide up like you risky business past her.
Read the smoke.
Yeah, you just like go through the wings. Like when you like go through a cobweb out your front door. You're like, no. And you're up.
Get out of my wings.
Yes. Cool. So dead. Peter. So
It's all right.
you've got your comrade in arms has
What?
collapsed, like just green blood gushing out onto
Where-
the mud.
I'm
Where did they get
literally
hit?
beside
Right at the
myself.
chest, right at the sternum.
Oh,
I'm-
that's the
Yeah.
worst spot to
Smack
get
bang.
shot.
I'm
Yeah.
beside
Not
myself.
the abs.
Yeah, no, missed your abs.
Yeah.
Just
that
got
would've
between the
been-
pecs.
Traded my abs.
Yeah. If it was pecs, it might have bounced off, but it was
Yeah.
right in the middle.
Yeah.
Like that soft. Anyway,
I don't think that out there.
Where's our mate boy
Go
with
into
the
detail about your
crossbow?
abs.
He ran away.
Yeah, is he?
yeah, I mean, he just fired off that heavy crossbow and just legged it.
So he's like, wait,
He's 30, well, now he's 50 feet away from you.
nobody else is around.
No.
I'm literally beside myself. I'm just like, but I've got cure wounds.
Hey.
Dang.
So
My ghost does that.
as I'm crying, I'm like, Chad, stay with me, Chad. Rubbing my hands, and I'm trying to think how to do cure wounds. Whether it's a touch. Yeah, it's a touch
It
one.
is touch,
It's
yeah.
a touch one.
Is the guy still alive?
So I'm gonna literally
ran
just.
away.
Is he on his back or his front?
Hey, he fell on the front. So really, push the whole door into him.
This guy's
So
still
I'm-
alive.
Because I can see the blood coming from underneath his chest as he's on
pulling
his face. I'm going to lift him over so I can put my hands just straight onto the wound,
Yeah,
stop the bleeding, but also cure the wounds.
cool. So what is your cure wounds? Tell the audience.
For the duration, you sense the presence of magic. No, that's
No,
wrong.
that's not. That's magic.
That's not gonna work.
A creature you touch, a lizard, regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. This spell has no effect on undead or constructs.
Fortunately, Chad is neither undead nor a construct,
Sweet.
though his body is a temple.
It's all right, Chad. I've got you here.
true.
I got you here. Just stay with me. Stay with me. And then I'm going to roll it.
Go for it.
Oh. So that's a 12.
You are
I'll do it.
full. Because if it's 12, your maximum HP is 10.
Yep.
So as you put your hands like around the wound, Wolverine style, the bolt just gets pushed out of the wound and it
From between
sutures
my
up.
fingers.
Yeah, in between your hands. And it just like completely seals up in between.
That's
and your
amazing.
Do my
Snap
pecs just
open.
flex
Yeah,
and it pushes it?
it can do.
And I'm kind of leaning on you, sobbing into your
Peg flex
chest.
it out.
I'm just,
And you have to dodge your head, like in between the tears.
I'm
as
just
the
leaning
bolt,
on my hand here, so it's
Yeah.
kind of.
flies off into the middle distance.
Yeah.
Your eyes snap open. And you see a crying Peter Teray.
I know I brought you along for a reason. buddy.
And then
Yes.
we embrace.
I
My.
don't know, it's up to him.
this
Would
is
you
my-
like? Peter is trying to embrace you. Is that
Oh, I embrace hard.
okay?
Tails in there too.
Wow. Okay.
Triple
You,
embrace.
you feel this additional appendage like curl around your thigh, your forearm thick thigh.
That works.
As he hugs you, gives you a life embrace.
Lizard hugs.
Yeah. Nice.
That's what I'm here for.
Right. Excellent. Well done. So it's back to me. He just goes into the tree line. Just disappears into the tree line. Gone.
What was his name again?
So you actually you didn't hear his name. You didn't neither asked his name nor did you get his name from the other two.
So there wasn't much of an
Yeah, but
opportunity.
What was his description though? Just
So he's like quite a heavy set man in his 40s. He looks like he's bald, but he's wearing a metal skull cap instead of a helmet. And he's wearing heavy leather armour. He had a heavy crossbow and a heavy mace, which he's left behind. And wearing a long green cloak, heavy boots, like 5 o'clock shadow. Other than that, sort of like quite well groomed. It looks like he's seen a lot of harsh winters as well. Quite ruddy.
technically. Would
You
you
know he's
remember?
from
Would he remember that?
Lumbergast.
Only us two have seen him, so
Yeah, only you two have laid eyes on him.
I'm going to remember him, just in case. Chad, do you remember him, or did you get knocked down?
I feel like I got a pretty good look at him. Did I? I mean,
Oh yeah, you definitely you locked eyes with him.
Cool.
Depending on how good either of your memories are, would result in how long you can kind of keep that mental image in your mind.
We got unfinished business
to
with
eat
that.
him.
You can trap. Not that you would know that yet.
Yeah. So I think we're kind of out of initiative at this point.
Yeah.
You get
Do it.
you make your way out, as do you.
She's still
You
sweet.
are still you're still
Guys.
doing the backstroke as the water chamber fills up,
Yeah.
and just naturally you just push your way through the
So
tunnel.
smooth.
And it just lifts you out.
Hey
Gently.
guys. I look at you two hugging and I'm like, yep, so.
If you want, then it's completely up to you. You can guide the other sort of thin half elf with you, or you can
Yeah.
leave him down there.
No,
Up to
I
you.
bring him with me.
Yeah. So you guide him like a float out of the
And then
tunnel with you.
I just
Don't touch
gently
him.
push him out of the hole.
Yeah. You just overspills down the hole, rolls.
And
So you're
then-
touching him.
He's asleep for another minute. So
Yeah,
we can-
he's got no defense, so you
Yeah.
again want to sleep.
Yeah.
So you're putting him in a coma.
Indeed.
No, he's just going back to sleep again for another minute.
He was waking up.
He'll be fine.
He was waking up. We saved him his life.
Could have left him down there.
I think we'll call the episode there. Our first episode.
Episode
So
1.
well done, everyone. It's very good. So I'd like to thank my players Ellie, Josh, Annie, Khalil, and Alice. If you'd like to plug your social media, now is an amazing time to do so. So we'll go around the table.
MCM Comic Con.
At MCM Josh.
At the OCD squirrel.
I don't exist
Fair
on
enough.
the internet.
At ALUCYE.
And you can find me at MCM_Tim. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Remember, when you don't know what to do, just roll over and die. Well done, you made it. Thanks for watching.
The second episode, when can I watch it?
Right now.
What?
See what happens when we get out of this wet crater.
Don't say
Let's see what happens.
Get out, inappropriate Alice.
Inappropriate.
Just go, get out, go,
Go home.
leave.
Sorry.
You're out of the group. Aya is gone. I
See
hope
what
you enjoyed
happens
her. She's
in
never
episode
coming
2.
back.
Now.
Yeah.